What's good, all my Ruthless addicts? It is your girl, Dikahn. Thank you so much for tuning in to All Things Ruthless, home of the Ruthless addicts. While you're here, go ahead and hit that like button because I know you loving some Ruthless, all right? Let's go ahead and get on into Tyler Perry's Ruthless from Season 3, Episode 18, entitled No Mercy. And the synopsis reads as follows. The highest loses confidence in Dikah's leadership abilities when Lacey attempts to escape. Lacey's rash decision has serious consequences, and Ruth and River show the new recruits Laura and Aaron around the compound. Alright, y'all, so when we last left off from episode 17, we saw that Lacey had stolen the gun of Josiah. Now, Josiah is saying to Lacey, just give me the gun, just give me the gun. Lacey's like, no, give me the keys. Now, mind you, last week or last episode, Lacey threw hot grease in the elder mother's face. So the elder mother's over there screaming for help, and Lace and and Zayn and Josiah are being held at gunpoint. Now, mind you, Lacey is telling Zayn, "Hey, let's go, let's go, let's go." You know, she's trying to get Lacey is trying to get Zayn to leave the compound with her. But Zayn is so I don't know if Zayn is in Stockholm syndrome or survivor mode. But Zayn is like, no, you can't do this. We have to get them some help. We have to get the elder mother some help. And so then Lacey is just telling Zayn, look, either you're coming or you're not. And Zayn is like, no, I'm not going. I'm not going. So she's trying to force Lacey is trying to force Josiah to hand over the keys, but Josiah's like, no, because if I give you these keys, they're gonna kill me anyway. So we're both in a messed up situation. We're both gonna die. And Lacey could care less. All Lacey knew was that she had to get out of there. They had killed Oliver and she had to go. So unfortunately, he handed her the keys, but in the process of handing her the keys, they got into a tussle where in actuality, he was really trying to take the gun from her, but the gun ended up going off and shooting Josiah. So then, of course, it's the shot heard around the Rockadooshie compound. Everybody heard the shot, and the highest is like, "What happened? What happened?" Talking to Dikahn. And Dikahn is like, doesn't know because he was in there laid up with the highest. So Dikahn leaves from the trailer of the highest and meets up with a soldier as the soldier, shout out to Dean, meets up with one of the soldiers and asks him what happened. And he doesn't know, he doesn't know what's going on. So we see the truck that Lacey has stolen. We see it hauling tail or trying to get away from the compound. But then we also see Zayn looking out of the window, unfortunately, Laura, and then Laura asks Ruth, what's going on? What is that sound? And Ruth proceeds to let her know, hey, they're just doing some training on the compound, and that's pretty much it. That's all that's going on. Trying to cover up because in actuality, Ruth doesn't know what's going on the compound either. In the midst of her tour that she has Laura on. So then, of course, River hears the same gunshot and he's on his tour with Aaron and he says the same thing. Oh, the soldiers are just doing some training. So Aaron is like, should we go see what's going on? Aaron, you're really curious. But he was interested in finding out what was going on. So River kind of distracts him and say, hey man, if you're gonna meet up with the highest, you should be clean. So let's go take a shower. So Aaron says, okay. Now then we see the soldiers. This is the soldiers. This is the scene that we saw in our trailer from Tyler Perry's Ruthless when the season returned. Everybody thought, I even had an increment in my mind that maybe Paula was making her way back on the compound, but in actuality, this is the scene where the soldiers have surrounded the truck that Lacey is in, have fired multiple, not just multiple, but hundreds, looks like hundreds of bullet holes into the car or into the truck that Lacey is driving. And y'all, unfortunately, Lacey does not make it. Multiple bullets, Lacey does not make it, y'all. The highest once again walks up to Dikahn and asks him what happened. Now, how can Dikahn know what happened when he was with you? You're the highest. You should know it all, right? Well, that's not the case. So then we have Zayn who runs to the medical trailer where she sees Elder Mother Marva, and she says that Lacey, she tells Elder Mother Marva what happened, and that Lacey poured grease into the face of the Elder Mother as well as shot one of the soldiers. And she says, she asks which soldier. Now they say Lewis, but I'm gonna get back to that. They say Lewis, but I'm gonna get back to that. Anyway, Elder Mother Marva, she leaves out of the medical trailer as well as Manny, mutilated Manny, y'all. So anyway, we see Laura and Ruth. Laura and Ruth are over at the punishment trailer. And Laura asks Ruth, well, what's that? That Ruth is pointing at it like, hey, check this out. She lets her know, hey, that's where we punish people. And so Laura is she's becoming a little more cautious, a little more concerned, but she's still laughing everything off because she thinks that Ruth is crazy. So then Aaron and River think he is so slick. He gets Aaron over to the shower and begins to wash Aaron's back. And Aaron is like, "What you doing?" He said, "No, we have to clean each other, and yeah, we're free here. We can do whatever." And then Aaron is looking at him like, "Okay, all right, that's enough. I'm good." And then River says to Aaron, "Hey, I need you to, now you wash my back." And Aaron is like, okay. He's a bit hesitant, but he, proceeds to do what River suggests. But before he can even get to wash his back, River is facing forward. Both of them naked now in the shower. But River is facing forward and saying, "I want you to wash my front." Now, River, he says he was doing that to make him uncomfortable, but I'm pretty sure if old boy had have obliged, River would have been happy. So luckily, Ruth and Laura walk up and they see River and Aaron in the shower, and the wifey is like, "What's up? Like, what you doing?" And so he says that I was just taking a shower. And finally, Joan comes and saves her friends from River and Ruth. Now, it's not a good saving, but she does come and get them from the grasps of River and Ruth. Now, River and Ruth stand by and they're trying to figure out, did you hear that gunshot? Did you hear the gunshot? Like, what's going on? And so Ruth is like, well, you got to go hex the highest and see what's up. And of course, this happens every time that something happens on the compound. The two of them are hesitant to go and speak with the highest. So neither one of them had to go specifically and speak to the highest at that moment because they see Dikahn and Zayn and Elder Mother Marva standing, and talking. And I guess they basically are trying to explain to Dikahn what happened. So again, she says the name Lewis. Lewis is the soldier that has gotten shot. Again, y'all, that wasn't Lewis that got shot. That was Josiah. But we'll get into that a little bit more. Now, then we see Elder Mother Marva, who has to go and talk to the highest because she was sent there by Dikahn. She has to go and talk to the highest, explain to him what happened, or what in her thoughts, or what in her idea, or what she was told what happened, from Zayn. So she tells the highest, and the highest is now at this point, Elder Mother Marva thinks she has gotten away with something because the highest, he's like, okay, let's go and see what's going on. So they, she said that there's an elder mother in the kitchen that needs help, and there's a soldier that has been shot. So they basically walk out of the trailer to make their way to see what's going on. But in this particular trailer, these three are starting to kind of turn on each other. Even though Malcolm has always been the antagonist in the situation, he is making it even worse for Andrew because he's putting doubt into Brian's mind about Andrew. He's putting doubt into Brian's mind about Andrew. And so he just said, what if he tells Malcolm says to Brian, what if he's in here just to get info from us? And Andrew was like, man, that doesn't make any sense. I'm chained up just like you all are, all three naked. And for the people that asked the question, has Malcolm thawed out yet? Looks like he's thawed out pretty good. There's sweat dripping. So I'm thinking he's thawed out pretty good. Now he's just trying to regain his composure and everything else. But also, Malcolm is more than likely going through withdrawals, has not had any drugs in the last however many hours. So he's pretty much just going through withdrawals, which is why he's gonna have the reactions that he's having. So then the highest makes his way outside of the trailer and lets Dikahn know, hey, let's go to the kitchen. I heard there was a soldier in there that's down, and there's an elder mother that's in there that's down. Let's go see what's going on. Now, Martha is walking with a smile on her face because she thinks that it's her soldier's fault, or it's Dikah's soldier's fault as to what happened. Now, like I said, Elder Mother Marvel, she got some stuff coming to her. That's all I'm gonna say. So anyway, we see Joan and her trusted sidekicks, Laura and Aaron, and they're talking and just recapping everything that happened between them and River. And Ruth tells how the stories about how Ruth, told her that the highest was gonna F her husband, and how there's a punishment trailer. And now mind you, Joan has gotten a jar of moonshine that she has given to the couple. Now, I don't know if she's planning to get them drunk enough to where she can talk them out of staying at the Rockadusha compound. I really don't know what her angle is at this point. But they're hesitant, but still not believing anything that Ruth or River has said to either one of them. So then we finally make our way into the kitchen. Josiah is shot. The elder mother has died. Elder Mother Marva said she probably died because she could have died from cardiac arrest because of the shock and everything from the burns and all that stuff on her face. And Zayn is kind of, she's a bit frail and afraid of what's going to happen because she don't want the highest to blame her. But she tells the highest, the highest first tries to get Josiah to tell him what happened. So Josiah says, I put my gun down. She grabbed my gun. I gave her the keys. And Zayn, she's like, getting ready to say something. But then she says, because the highest literally gets in her face, she says, I have a question. And the highest is like, go ahead, child, speak. Mind y'all, Zayn is still looked at as one of the pure. So the highest don't really know what really happened to her. So anyway, she says, can I kill him? And the highest says, you want to kill him? Have you ever held a gun? Have you this? Have you that? So in a nutshell, you guys, Zayn has been given the task of killing Josiah. Now, for a moment, I thought, hey, this could be a moment where Zayn can turn that gun on the highest, on Dikahn, but it doesn't work out that way. Zayn has gained a new respect from the highest, but I'm unclear as to why she's doing all of this stuff. What is her angle? Is there an angle? Is it just a survival mode? Is it just survival of the fittest right now for Zayn? Anyway, y'all, that's pretty much it. That's what happened on Ruthless. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Josiah has gone to meet the Raku, as well as Lacey. Both have gone to meet the raw crew, y'all. With that being said, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I hope you guys stay tuned a little bit later. I will be having my Ruthless conversation with Lynn, as well, also known as Nyrene Brown, as well as TJ Jackson, who plays Josiah on Tyler Perry's Ruthless. Okay. All right, you guys, that's about it. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, and you guys stay ruthless.